cover these two kinds of strategies a lot of marketers use, a push and a pull, and the difference between them. A push strategy is when a marketer decides to push the product down the distribution channel. A pull is when they create a customer pull. And here's how it would work. If Samsung wants to sell their TVs, they could offer Best Buy very attractive commissions or very attractive trade discounts. So let's say Samsung talks to Best Buy's CEO and tells him, you know what, if you promote our TVs, put them in the right spots, put them in eye level, put them in the most lit up spaces of the store, we will give you 20% on every TV you sell, much more than what Sony, Panasonic, or LG is paying you. Best Buy CEO says, well, that's a good deal. How about 25? The Samsung guy goes, okay, 22.5. They can negotiate a little bit. Now, essentially, Samsung is giving a bigger discount to Best Buy to push their TVs. Best Buy, in turn, decides that they're going to tell all their salespersons to push Samsung's TVs more. When you go to the store and you're wondering, should I buy a Sharp TV or something like that? Or should I buy a Sony or LG? The salesperson very artfully will steer you towards Samsung. It's very simple. You're looking at Sony, the salesperson tells you, that's got some overheating problem. Or, that's all it requires. He doesn't have to be lying, really, but he can say something like, for example, yeah, stress the truth. He can say something like, for example, you're looking at the LG, and he might say something like, yeah, I've heard some customers have had complaints about the LG TV. There's always some customers who have complaints about whatever TV. But if I go into a store and I'm thinking about dropping $2,000, I don't want to hear some customers are not happy. That's enough to plant a seed of doubt in my head, and I'm probably going to not buy an LG now. So a salesperson is a very, very compelling ambassador for a brand or a product. That's a push strategy. In this particular case, the manufacturer offered a discount to the retailer. The retailer pushed the product onto the customer by making it look more appealing. Pull is, the best example of pull is when Samsung advertises on TV saying, we have the lightest or most energy efficient LED TV. We have the most sophisticated LED TV. You are persuaded by the advertising. You drive over to Best Buy and you ask them, I want to see excuse me, the latest LED TV you have, the one I saw advertised on TV. And you go to the store and Best Buy doesn't have it. Oops. Because Best Buy is not getting a good commission from Samsung. Do you think Best Buy should order that LED TV? What would you do if you went to Best Buy looking for a Samsung LED TV, didn't find it? Exactly. So now, by executing a pull strategy, essentially, the store is getting you to come to them, and or rather, Samsung is getting you to go to the store, and you go to the store, they don't have it, you might go to another store. Okay. That's an example of pull strategy. Naturally, Best Buy is going to do their best to stock Samsung's LED TV. Right. So these are two common strategies used by marketers. One is more advertising focused. The push is more incentive focused, give incentives to the supply chain or distribution channel members. Yeah.
So can you explain pull a little bit more? I'm a little confused. You're saying that the company will pull the product from stores slowly?
No, not pull them. It will get the customers excited about it.
Right.
And because you're excited as a customer of the Samsung's LED TV, you head to Best Buy and you ask about the TV. And because you asked about it, Best Buy is going to have to call up Samsung and say, please stock our stores with LED TVs.
So it's like not false advertising, but like baiting the customer to kind of come to the store?
Not really baiting them, you're kind of persuading the customer it's a good product. So essentially, think about it this way. Mr. Customer walks into Best Buy, excited from the ad, asks the retailer, and retailer asks manufacturer, wholesaler asks manufacturer, and the product is pulled into the store because customers are excited about it. In this particular case, manufacturer, this is actually the more unethical of the two, but the manufacturer pushes the product on, okay, on, okay? Now, a better example of this, or another example of the same thing is think about sales of pharmaceutical drugs. Is that push or pull?
Pull.
How's it push, how's it pull? Sort of push.
I think it's push because the drug company or the pharmaceutical company will, we talked about it, and then there was a question on the test too, but they'll go to private doctors' offices and they'll go to hospitals and they'll give them like free pens with the drug name or something like that on it, and they'll say, oh, you know, here's a pill for heart disease or high cholesterol or whatever.
So essentially,
offer this to your patients first before they ask for anything else.
Pfizer, Merck, whatever the company might be, goes to the doctor, gives the doctor an incentive. It's not the same incentive in the same sense as Best Buy is getting, but a gift of some sort, and the doctor in turn prescribes medication to the patient. How's it pull?
Well, I just remember seeing all those commercials for like just all kinds of drugs, and they're saying, ask your doctor if this is best for you.
So there's been a change in the industry over the last about 10 years actually. It's called direct-to-consumer advertising, where pharmaceutical companies are saying, why not we tell the patients about it, have them ask their doctor about it. You see an ad for Lipitor on TV, you ask your doctor about it. But that's pull. So pharmaceutical companies are also doing push as well as pull. They used to only do push, then they started doing pull, and now they're actually cutting back and push. Because the FTC has been taking a very close look at doctors and the practices of doctors and pharmaceutical companies and the idea of gifts being perceived as a bribe. And therefore, a lot of the major drug companies have voluntarily stopped the practice of gifting. So like, for example, Pfizer, Merck, Glaxo, and so on. The big companies have stopped giving major gifts to doctors because of concerns about it might be seen as a bribe.